60 minutes of physical activity a day and eating well can help get your child healthy. So keep them active and eating well every day. Get ideas, get involved, get going at letsmove.gov. That's letsmove.gov. A message from USDA, HHS, and the Ad Council.
From the Raffy Law Group Accident Attorney Studio.
Call Raffy.
KGME Phoenix, KESZ HD3 Phoenix. Guaranteed human.
Is calling for 70s and sunshine with an overnight low dropping down at 54 degrees. For the Foxtown weather experts, I'm Ashley Lessa.
This report is sponsored by AutoZone. Get in the zone. Starting stronger starts at AutoZone, where they've got battery solutions in the form of free battery testing, free battery charging, and replacement. Batteries that fit your needs. That's what makes them America's #1 battery destination. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
Don McDowell Outdoor Radio is sponsored by Elevate Design Group. It's time for Don McDowell Outdoors on Fox Sports 910. A show for the avid fisherman and hunter looking for tips from the pros. Now here's your host, a saltwater fisherman and the man that fears no fish. He's the bass daddy and a tournament pro, Don McDowell.
All righty, we're live. We're coming in 2026, man. Happy New Year. I am so glad to put 2025 in a body bag and send it on its way. And looking forward to doing some good things in 2026. So Happy New Year, everybody. Sunday's my Monday, and we're kicking it off big time. We have, backed by popular demand, the bass professor himself, Jerry Tate, is in the house.
Yes, Don. What are you up to?
Woo! Yeah, glad you're here. You know, that's good to see you. It's been a while since you've been here. You were a big part of the radio show for, I'm trying to remember,
Well,
10,
so am I.
12, 15 years.
Yeah, it's been here a long time since I've been in and out of it. So, yeah.
I'll tell you what, it's been 25 years on the air. It's been one hell of a run here. We're glad to be at iHeartMedia on Fox Sports. And then you met Stacy over here. She's throwing her hat in the ring to become a justice of the peace.
She has.
Yeah, well, it's bad enough she's a teacher. You have to say, yes, ma'am, bring her an apple 3 times a month. And she's got this ruler underneath the table. She likes smacking your knuckles. But I can't imagine her in a black robe.
There you go.
Yeah, here come the judge. No. Things are going to change. So anyway, we'll keep you abreast of what's going on. Little bit of housekeeping. As you know, we talked to Tyler Grandel. He's the director of the Arizona National Livestock Show that was from the December 27th to the 31st down at the Arizona State Fair Coliseum. And I have to tell you, I spent, I was down there 3 or 4 different times. And Tyson was down there directing traffic. And what were you in charge of goats? Yeah, charge of goats. Okay. do the math. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to let that slide. Anyway, I'll tell you what, that is the one of the busiest shows you'll ever want to see. The livestock was represented from 35 different states, Canada, including Alaska. The truck and the livestock trailers was just, there wasn't a place to park. I'm serious. There was absolutely not one single place to park when I went down there. Let's see, what day was that? Tuesday. They had the rodeo Tuesday, and you know, some horse demonstrations and a horse show, and watch the kids show their livestock. You know, Tyson's family's been involved in that for forever. And this is the first year in how many years you haven't shown stock? Wow. What an ordeal. You know, the kids very well behaved, very well mannered, very well focused on their animal. And I mean, the whole thing is such a process. The staging, the unloading, having to give the animals a bath, you know, out in the back, and blow dryers going, and shop vacs, and shining up their hooves. Oh my gosh. So I need to get with it. We donated a 400-gallon trough to one of the events, and Tyler was pretty cool about it. He says, how do you want to do this? You want to give it to the guy that has best of show? I said, no. You know, he gets all the accolades and, you know, the ribbons and publicity and all that. Give it to the guy in the middle.
There you go.
Yeah, or whoever finishes last place. I'm good with either or. So I need to finish up with that and contact them. We've got a couple more things we're going to send off to them. But it was really a well done program, I thought. So we'll look forward to doing some stuff with them next year. And to answer one email, the Atlantic bluefin tuna season has come to an end. That closes at the end of November, so there's no advantage of trying to book a trip back there until next year. That runs from October to November. And the fish count out of Cape Hatteras, they haven't had a fish count since November 30th. So that's pretty much over with for a while. The only thing they do have boats running, but you know, it's like San Diego. There's not a lot going on over there. Before we get off on the West Coast stuff, Daryl up in Oregon, how's he doing? Is he out chasing tuna, albacore?
Yes, he does just about all of it. Whatever's on and they're catching them, he's going to go for them because he has to have it.
Well, it's interesting. You know, talking with Captain Bill, we haven't had albacore in 20 or 25 years out of San Diego, and which is problematic. You know, they're there, but they're following the temperature zones in the currents, and they haven't swung in close enough to Southern California for the boats to travel and get them. The commercial fleet's still chasing them way out there, and then they move up the coast and swing in around Oregon and Washington for a short time, and then they make a fatal mistake, turn left and go to Japan.
Yeah.
Yep, game over. Sushi.
Yeah.
Sushi. I think I knew her in high school. Yeah, anyway, that's another story. But yeah, it's tough way to make a living. San Diego dock counts for yesterday, January the 3rd. The Malahini boat ran a 3/4 day with 21 anglers. They had 78 rockfish, 55 bonitas, 43 redfish, red rockfish, 28 whitefish in sculpin. The Premier had a half-day AM trip. They had 56 anglers. They did well, 247 bonitas, if you like bonitas. But my opinion is they're excellent for cat food. And the PM trips, you know, pretty much ended up the same way. The tradition is running half-day twilight trips on lobsters. They had, they were able to keep 36 spiny lobsters and so on and so on. So, you know, that pretty well wipes up the housekeeping. There may be some stuff with James Guggenauer as we move through. We're going to do a little bit of coffee and chaos with with Captain Chemo and Chris Rich from AZ Fly Shop. And then I want to talk a little bit about your history. You started fishing Lake Pleasant in 1961.
That's correct.
Oh, my goodness. The changes that you've seen on that body of water are just immense.
Yes, it is. And you have to change with it. If you don't, you're not going to be in catching very many fish.
Yeah, that's for sure. Well, this time of year, you know, Lake Pleasant's got, just depending on who you are, how much time you've spent on the water, on the lake itself. I mean, there was years and years and years back to back. You were spending 200, 250 days a year on the water, and fishing with you is just absolutely a pleasure. Ladies and gentlemen, this guy becomes one with nature.
Thank you. That's one way of putting it. Yeah.
Well, you do. You know, you taught me about paying attention to you know, the physical stuff that's going on, you know, the thermoclines, we'll talk about that, but the barometric pressure, the wind, the birds. We used to look at the deer, then we're looking and seeing what the donkeys are doing. And, you know, it's all good. So, you know, aside from being a Class A angler, you're a Class A hunter. And, you know, what you learn on the water, you apply in the field, and what you learn in the field, you apply on the water. And it's just one big symbiotic lesson.
It is.
Fishing with Jerry Tate. Yeah.
Well, thank you. But, yeah, if, you know, let's go to Lake Pleasant, just for instance.
It's too cold. I don't want to go there.
You don't want to go there. Okay, Bartlett. But no, you start with the fishing and you can go right into the hunting. It's the same thing. You're trying to harvest the species.
Yeah, that's true story. You know, fishing Lake Pleasant since the beginning. I mean, it was nothing but a mud puddle back in '61. I don't remember how many acres it was, but it's you know, times 6 now.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's not that big of a lake, but there's 3 or 4 different environmental sections up there.
That is correct.
You know, we're talking. You've got the environment in Castle Creek. You move into the Humbug. You move into Coles Bay, and then
Agua Fria.
Yeah, Agua Fria. Yeah. So, you know, there's just all kinds of stuff, and that's my home lake. You know, we spent a lot of time, fished a lot of tournaments, won a lot of money, had a lot of embarrassment, and Lake Pleasant will humble you in a heartbeat.
It will.
I don't care how well you know that lake. You know, and somebody's always on fish.
Right, there is.
Yeah.
Yes, somebody's always on that fish.
Well, this time of year, I have to giggle at guys like Matt Shura and, you know, all the bass pros that we know, Daniel Elias and Delaney Dwyer, all that, you know, all those guys. You know, you go rolling into Lake Pleasant, and I don't care who you are, you better get a hold of yourself, because it's going to be a long day.
Right, it will be.
But this time of the year, spoons seem to be, right now we're moving into this, have been in the spooning season. And I'm going to start getting texts from the girls out at Apache Junction. They seem to like spooning with Matt Shura, which is a whole nother thing at the trailer park. So
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, we're not going to go there. But what's your best advice on fishing spoons in depth, tying that into thermoclines, which is important?
It is very important. You know, some of those fish will move down to 30, 60 feet in the staging of the water temperature, moving around, and then all of a sudden they're back up near the top, and the guys are still fishing deep. They get them, find out they're not that deep, and then all of a sudden it changes. They're just, this time of the year, they're just always changing.
Well, you know, thinking back to 1961, you look at the technological advances in the sporting world as a whole. Fishing is one thing, hunting is another thing. But you know, we've got the forward-facing sonar, all this new technology. We didn't have that.
No, we didn't.
You know, I still have my first graph with all the paper. You know,
Well, I still have mine too.
You do?
Yes.
Yeah, it's certainly a keepsake. You know, my grandson looks like, he goes, "Hey, what the hell is this, Papa?"
Yeah.
It's an anchor. But, you know, we didn't have that. And the guys said, in fact, last time Matt was here, we were talking about that. We had, I mean, even TV. You had Bill Dance was the big one. He had a show.
Yeah.
And, you know, and there was a few other guys that had TV shows. But the magazines were a huge source of information. We didn't have internet. So, you know, you just read. And, you know, I was going into Jackass one day, excuse me, and the wind started coming up, and so I'm sitting there on a Main Lake Point, and Bill Dance would do this, Roland Martin would do that, this guy, you know, KVD would throw this and through that. You're like, what do? You just get your peanut butter sandwich and go fishing.
Right.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah, and I think that, you know, pretty much what it boils down to today. But, you know, the advantage is being able to see exactly where the fish is, how big the fish is, what he's doing, which way he's looking. Is he awake? You can tell, you know, is he taking a nap? And then hit him on the head with a spoon.
Well, again, you're looking at the dam there. If the water's hitting against the dam, that means it's flow, you know, and so they're going to be downstream, facing into the water flow.
Yeah.
And if it's not that, then they will be in some of the coves, just staging in there in certain depths and certain structures. So you have to, when it goes out, it's down, you got see what structures are there, and go from there. It's simple.
Yeah.
You can just take like your little marble, flip it out there, and watch it go down.
Oh, so you're telling me that's where I lost my marbles?
Yeah.
Thanks, JT. All right, we're going to flip into a break here with Jerry Tate on Fox Sports iHeartMedia. I'm Don McDowell. We'll be right back.
From the mountains of Montana to the shores of Hawaii, this ain't your grandma's coffee talk. It's 406 Coffee and Chaos, where rifles roar, coffee pours, and aloha meets the wild western soul. We are slinging truth, gear, and attitude served with a side of mayhem. Grab a cup, brace yourself, and let the madness begin. 406 Coffee and Chaos brewed with aloha, seasoned in gunpowder, served up straight from the big sky. 406coffeeandchaos.com or on Facebook at 406 Coffee and Chaos. From the mountains of Montana to the shores of Hawaii, this ain't your grandma's coffee talk. It's 406 Coffee and Chaos, where rifles roar, coffee pours, and aloha meets the wild western soul. We are slinging truth, gear, and attitude served with a side of mayhem. Grab a cup, brace yourself, and let the madness begin. 406 Coffee and Chaos brewed with aloha, seasoned in gunpowder, served up straight from the big sky. 406coffeeandchaos.com or on Facebook at 406 Coffee and Chaos. From the mountains of Montana to the shores of Hawaii. From the mountains of Montana.
If you're a rancher, farmer, or involved in wildlife habitat enhancement, then you need to know Southwest Ranch Supply for your needs. Southwest Ranch Supply is a distributor for quality American-made products. Vertical and direct burial water tanks, Numex polypipe, RDF aluminum troughs and spring boxes, Rainmaker drinkers, Western clay bentonite and pond seal, Redmond agricultural salt and minerals in bulk or block, solar well conversion, panels, pumps, and structural panel supports. Contact us at southwestranchsupply.com or 623-221-7655 for your free project survey and estimate to stretch your project budget and ensure you have the right products for your projects. We run full truckloads, split truckloads, and deliver direct to your allotment. Southwest Ranch Supply is your partner in conservation. 623-221-7655. Again, contact us at southwestranchsupply.com or 623-221-7655. Southwest Ranch Supply, proud member of the Arizona Cattle Growers Association.
Want to save some money in 2026? Stop paying for apps you don't need. The iHeartRadio app is completely free. Live radio stations, music playlists for everything, and the most podcasts on the planet. The #1 app for radio is free. iHeartRadio. Listen now.
Want to make 2026 your year of adventure? Book that trip and learn a new language with Babbel. Go ahead, make a resolution you can stick to. Now is the time. Babbel's New Year sale is here. Unlock all of the languages on Babbel with a lifetime subscription for 65% off. Turn your daydream into a destination this year with Babbel. Get Babbel's lifetime access for less at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Do you actually know ball? Well, come prove it with a free $10 from Better Picks. Download the Better app, pick more or less on player stats, watch the game, and win cash. It's that simple. Must be 21 or older in a jurisdiction where Better Picks operates. Terms and conditions apply. Better Picks. Sports just got better.
This segment brought to you by Boyd's Gun Stocks, makers of the adjustable agility and at-one stock for your favorite long gun. Head to boydsgunstocks.com for more details. Build with Boyd's. Show us your rack. How big is that elk, whitetail, moose, or mule deer? In the world of big game hunting, there's nothing better than having your rack on the wall and shown around the outdoor world. Head to huntingfishing.com and show us your rack. Now back to Don McDowell Outdoors on Fox Sports 910.
Oh yeah, Lake Pleasant, wintertime, December, January. Unbelievable.
That it is.
I can't tell you how many times, you know, we go out there and we start to fish. You know, by 9 o'clock, we got the boat on the trailer headed for Waffle House. Done.
Yeah, a lot of people do the same thing.
I want to talk a little bit about the spoons. I'm prone to throw a 1.5 ounce Castmaster or a big cripple herring. I like those at certain times of year because they're pliable and you can bend into, you know, have a flutter that you think you have to have. But what's your opinion, Jerry, on, let's use that 1.5 ounce Castmaster. You prefer a dressed hook? In the second part of that question, if you do, what color feathers, what color thread do you like to have?
The feathers will either be white or red, doesn't matter.
White or red? Okay.
White or red. And you want to, depending on the, I'll tell you what. I had a couple gentlemen that had to leave by noon at the ramp, a short distance out. The wind was blowing like crazy.
The ramp at the south ramp?
Yeah, that would be on the...
Over on the Pleasant Harbor side?
Yeah, Pleasant Harbor side.
Yeah. Out by the tires? I've never fished the tires.
Well, I don't fish the tires either, but...
Okay, all right.
We're
spent way too much time there.
But no, the wind was blowing pretty good, and this guy come in from out of state, him and his partner, they wanted to catch some fish, and I says, okay. He says, the wind's blowing. I said, okay, don't worry about that.
Yeah, wind's a good thing.
I'll put you there, and I guarantee you in 3 hours, you'll have your limits caught and gone. We'll leave. Then I'll pick up your next buddy. And so it depends on you knowing what's underneath the water, how deep it is, and how deep are they going.
Yep.
But no, some of those trips I've had, I didn't have to leave the ramp. You know, as long as I'm in 200 yards of the ramp, we got the points, and that's a good thing. Now, if you want to go in the river,
there's a time when you're tournament fishing when you go back to the ramp for the ABC fish. You know, already been caught. You know, they're hanging around there.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, they're hanging around there somewhere.
Especially that little hump on the south ramp.
Oh, you hadn't supposed to say that now.
Yeah, I know. Well, I'm prone to throwing I like to address it. Castmaster's a pretty quality spoon, but same thing with a lot of the baits that we buy. We take the stock hooks off, put on high performance hooks, and I like a black feather with red thread. Because all the study that you and I did out there on colors and the research, scientific research we did. You still have your notebook?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So, that's where the colors came from for the hammer shad, the 574 Rio Rico topwater bait. Some of that in identifying the color purple and a little bit of bronze, I'm going to call it, on the forage fish. But when you're looking at a forage fish, almost every single one of them has a black tail.
That's true.
Dark tail. That's why I like that black hook.
Oh.
Or the black feather on the spoon. Spooning is it's like drop shot. It's a developed skill. Crankbait, throw it out, crank, wind. Okay, I get it. And some of the other are not that technically difficult, but proper spooning and drop shot are one of those things you need to learn to do it right. What's your opinion on line for spooning? You like monofilament, fluorocarbon, braid?
I always use monofilament.
Okay.
So when you set the hook, you have a little more stretch in it.
Stretchy guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
And just
like the
don't
span
fight him
weight.
too hard because you'll probably pull the hook out, but let them do the fighting and you reel your fish in.
Okay, so if you're using monofilament, are you using a heavy action rod, stiff tip?
No, not on the tip. I have a limber tip, and it comes back about 2.5 to 3 foot. It'll be limber, and then the rest of it is solid.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say yeah on that, but I'm prone to throwing braid.
Okay.
Yeah. No. Power Pole, there's a lot of good braid on the market. Scar's got one. Power Pro came out first of all, with that green one and 80-pound test. I like that pretty much. And then depending, I started using black braid, but the rod action that you choose, if you use a monofilament, I'd go with a harder tip just because of the stretch in there. But contrary, if you're using braid, you need the limberness
Right.
of your tip. Because you and I were out there, when I first started throwing braid, we'd catch fish on crankbait and topwater bait, and throw the topwater bait out there. They bite, I jerk, set the hook, and yank their lips off.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what was happening. I didn't have the forgiveness in the line that I was used to, and I wasn't smart enough to figure out right then that I had way too much tip, and I'm just yanking the bait right out of their mouth. So I had to start changing it up, and that was going back.
Makes a big difference, doesn't it?
Huh?
Makes a big difference.
Oh, it's huge. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you can cost yourself thousands of dollars before you figure that out, tournament fishing.
That's like, I had two guys come in, and they could only fish for like 4 hours. I says, we'll be finished. You'll have all the fish you want by 2 hours. And so I took them to a point where a point come out, had a vertical drop, dropping down in quite a bit.
No, you're using a spoon?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm using a spoon, and Castmaster's a good spoon. I use them most of the time. I'd say 90% of the time. And just put it in the right places, and those fish would react to it. If you're around the marina, just remember the cables, because you'll hook the cables all the time.
Yeah, I probably have $2,000 worth of stuff on that cable down there. Easy. Thanks for bringing that up, Taylor. Oh my gosh. We got to flip into another break. More of Jerry Tate when we come back here on Fox Sports. Yeah.
Thanks for calling Grand Avenue Mini Storage. We are located at 3636 West Grand Avenue. We have units ranging from 4 foot by 4 foot all the way up to a 20 by 20. Yes, sir. I do think the 4 foot by 4 foot will hold all of your IRS crashed hard drives. No, sir. I don't think the 20 by 20 will hold all the people the White House has thrown under the bus, but do have room for that bus. Grand Avenue Mini Storage. Call us at 602-246-0680. 602-246-0680.
From the mountains of Montana to the shores of Hawaii, this ain't your grandma's coffee talk. It's 406 Coffee and Chaos, where rifles roar, coffee pours, and aloha meets the wild western soul. We are slinging truth, gear, and attitude served with a side of mayhem. Grab a cup, brace yourself, and let the madness begin. 406 Coffee and Chaos brewed with aloha, seasoned in gunpowder, served up straight from the big sky. 406coffeeandchaos.com or on Facebook at 406 Coffee and Chaos.
If you're a rancher, farmer, or involved in wildlife habitat enhancement, then you need to know Southwest Ranch Supply for your needs. Southwest Ranch Supply is a distributor for quality American-made products. Vertical and direct burial water tanks, Numex polypipe, RDF aluminum troughs and spring boxes, Rainmaker drinkers, Western clay bentonite and pond seal, Redmond agricultural salt and minerals in bulk or block, solar well conversion, panels, pumps, and structural panel supports. Contact us at southwestranchsupply.com or 623-221-7655 for your free project survey and estimate to stretch your project budget and ensure you have the right products for your projects. We run full truckloads, split truckloads, and deliver direct to your allotment. Southwest Ranch Supply is your partner in conservation. 623-221-7655. Again, contact us at southwestranchsupply.com or 623-221-7655. Southwest Ranch Supply, proud member of the Arizona Cattle Growers Association.
Season 2 of Unrivaled Basketball is here, and the talent is unreal. Paige Beckers, Nafisa Collier, Kelsey Plum, Brianna Stewart, and more are back to redefine the game. Unrivaled Basketball, Season 2, sponsored by Samsung Galaxy, tips off January 5th on TNT, True TV, and HBO Max.
For more information about contests on this station, go to foxsports910.com/rules.
It all comes down to this, folks.
Yep, the entire season is on the line. But my throat has officially thrown in the towel.
Sounds like you need Vicks VapoCool drops. They're max strength and vaporize sore throat pain.
Whoa! These VapoCool drops hit fast.
Speaking of fast, did you just see that play?
Yeah, he vaporized that ball.
That pun should have come with a penalty.
Vaporize sore throat pain with Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed.
Your one stop for advertising? Call 844-844-iHeart.
Back to Don McDowell Outdoors on Fox Sports 910 and always on our free iHeartRadio app. Here's the Bass Daddy and Tournament Pro, Don McDowell.
Okay, back with Professor Tate. We're talking about spoons and some of the nuances there. Okay, we talked about rod action. What about rod length?
That's been
6, 7 foot, 6'6".
6 foot. I like 6 foot. Because that way I can roll it underhand and make the lure bounce across the water a little bit before.
Okay, I'm talking about specifically for spooning.
Yeah, well, the spooners is.
Okay, all right.
That's
I know
a good
what
one.
you're doing. Okay, been there, done that. Watched you do it. You taught me how to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, 6'6". One of the things that I have specialized rods, and they are James and I talked about this last time we were on the air together. Rod locker casualties, where you slam the rod locker door on the end of your rod and snap it off. So I take him up there and have him fix it. Whatever it is, he's not making it longer like it was. He's just putting a tip on the end of it. So I've got some really weird lengths.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, you get a $150, $200 rod, I'm not going to throw it away.
No, I wouldn't either.
Fix it and keep going.
Absolutely.
But, I've got a 6'2" that is dedicated for spooning. That's all it does. It used to be quite a bit longer, but is what it is. Okay, so when do you change spoons? You know, I'm throwing. I mentioned this before. The heavy cast master on Lake Pleasant at the dam, and up maybe toward Indian Island. After that, I'm switching over to a cripple herring, 1 ounce, putting a bend in it, so I get the flutter coming down off of those main lake points. Any advice on that type of behavior?
No, that's good. It's a good thing of what you're doing there and getting it. So yeah, let it fall down the edge and then pop it off the bottom.
Yeah.
And then the strike is going to come. Yeah.
So, what are some of the other nuances that you've learned over the years fishing Lake Pleasant? You know, there's so many environments there, running and gunning. It's okay to stay on one spot, but if that one spot's not biting, you got to go.
Well, that's true. And they can be biting right here, a quarter mile. There's nothing, and it's a better structure. So therefore, as long as you stay on that good spot, you're catching fish. When that stops,
well, I'm checking the water temperature. The last reported water temperature that I know about is 59 degrees. That was December 20th. I would imagine it's probably down to 56 by now. Water level right now is 12 feet below full pool. It's at 1690. And I know up going into Paul's, there's a 1702 mark. So, you know, right now, I mean, you're able to fish your strength. Structure's a big deal. There's not a lot of artificial structure in that lake, but, you know, the rock piles, the humps, the bumps. And I'm not even going to talk about the culverts back in Castle Creek. So.
What's that?
Yeah, I know. Yeah. You know, and you know, some of the other things, you know, fishing up in the Agua Fria, you know, they're still shutting the river down on the 15th of December, which I don't agree with. The damn eagles have been humanized. We have a healthy breeding population, and they're off the endangered species list, except for Arizona Game and Fish Department. So anyway, that's a story I don't want to get into, because it's definitely a pet peeve with me, especially on Lake Pleasant. You know, we've had birds come down there and, you know, try to steal fish, you know, right off your line.
That's correct.
No, you know,
that does happen.
Yeah, I get it. You know, it's American Icon, but sounds like job security to me. But anyway, that's I need to move beyond that. Fishing up in the river, you know, we've got the big giant cottonwood trees that they're still there.
They're still there.
What's your advice on fishing those guys past the buoys?
I like them. I'll go right to them if I need to get somebody to catch fish. I'll go to that. I'll start somewhere else, and I'll move.
Okay, what are you throwing there? You throwing creature baits or flukes? What?
Most of the time, you're going like that. It's going to be a heavy bait, but small, so you can throw it out and bring it back. Or you put a spoon on, Castmaster, or whatever you want, and use that, and see which one works the best, and see how they react to it.
Well, I know my Castmaster's going to catch cottonwood trees. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Well, I've been on the lake so many years that I know where that tree's limbs are out too.
Yeah, I know, but you know, you're out there spooning in the cottonwood, you feel a bump, set the hook, and you just caught the tree.
Yeah, well, that's true. I mean, but what I do is with that, to make sure, I'll pull it up just a little bit tighter and let it sit there like that. And if it doesn't move, that's wood.
You're more patient than I am. By that time, I've usually had two maple bars, and I will set that hook and bury that high-performance hook right in that tree limb.
Well, that's true.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah.
But yeah, there's ways of getting them off. So anyway, that's a story for another time. This time of year, what would you suggest? We go in and we have a strategy when we get there. But the thing about Lake Pleasant, if you go pre-fish on Wednesday for a tournament on Saturday, it's not going to be the same.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. That changes every 24 hours or
Just
every
about
8 hours.
Yeah.
In between. So when you go to Lake Pleasant, in competition play, what's your strategy?
First of all, got the electronics. See if I can see them on the electronics. And then I'll take the bait that I can work good in that condition. So to me, it doesn't matter where I'm at, as long as I put it in front of them, like at the tires. You get around the tires, they're going to be shallow. But they're also going to be some deeper than that. So you have to watch your electronics and make it work.
Yeah. What about throwing buzz baits and top water bait? I'm going to say year round. A lot of people take offense to that, but there's top water fish.
Yes, there's always top water fish. There's always fish in shallow, and there's also always fish in 60 and 70 foot of water.
Yeah, they're like they're where you find them. But you got to go look because you don't know where they are.
Yeah. Well, you got to get in the channels and
well, that was the thing. On the way down, we were talking about, our old friend Mark Townsend. Mark was always chasing shallow fish.
Right.
And I suffer from that same bad habit. Especially on Lake Pleasant, you take a tournament day. If there's a little bit of wind, take a buzz bait and get on the main lake and put your trolling motor up on 8 and fish into the wind with your buzz bait. And you would be surprised at the quality of fish. You're not going to get a lot of bites, but the fish you do get, they're going to be quality fish.
That's correct. They will be.
Absolutely. And then, some of the, and this is when time on the water pays off. Roosevelt, I know that well. Pleasant, very well. Bartlett, pretty well. Alamo will kick my butt more times than not. But, between 10:30 and 11:30, those little islands, and this is kind of dependent on where the water level is. And right now it's a little bit high, but it'll still work. Those islands going into Jackass.
Right.
Right there at the mouth. Between 10:30 and 11:30, get out there and start pounding that water with top water bait.
Sounds good to me.
Wolf packs.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They come up. And a lot of things occur. Watching the weather, watching the wind, the barometric pressure. How much credence do you put into that? The pressure change.
I pay attention to it because the pressure becomes on the fish itself, and therefore it can go up or down, whichever. So the more pressure on that water, that fish is going to go a little deeper. Believe it or not.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
I take my Zorro spook or whatever and put a weight on it, put it down deeper, and work it pretty quick and stop it.
Yeah.
And then,
what kind of weight do you prefer on your flukes? Well, let's hold that, because that's a whole nother thing that works well on. Like, but we're going to flip into a break here, and more with Jerry Tate and talking about flukes on Fox Sports 910.
From the mountains of Montana to the shores of Hawaii, this ain't your grandma's coffee talk. It's 406 Coffee and Chaos, where rifles roar, coffee pours, and aloha meets the wild western soul. We are slinging truth, gear, and attitude served with a side of mayhem. Grab a cup, brace yourself, and let the madness begin. 406 Coffee and Chaos brewed with aloha, seasoned in gunpowder, served up straight from the big sky. 406coffeeandchaos.com or on Facebook at 406 Coffee and Chaos.
If you're a rancher, farmer, or involved in wildlife habitat enhancement, then you need to know Southwest Ranch Supply for your needs. Southwest Ranch Supply is a distributor for quality American-made products. Vertical and direct burial water tanks, Numex polypipe, RDF aluminum troughs and spring boxes, Rainmaker drinkers, Western clay bentonite and pond seal, Redmond agricultural salt and minerals in bulk or block, solar well conversion, panels, pumps, and structural panel supports. Contact us at southwestranchsupply.com or 623-221-7655 for your free project survey and estimate to stretch your project budget and ensure you have the right products for your projects. We run full truckloads, split truckloads, and deliver direct to your allotment. Southwest Ranch Supply is your partner in conservation. 623-221-7655. Again, contact us at southwestranchsupply.com or 623-221-7655. Southwest Ranch Supply, proud member of the Arizona Cattle Growers Association.
From the mountains of Montana to the shores of Hawaii, this ain't your grandma's coffee talk. It's 406 Coffee and Chaos, where rifles roar, coffee pours, and aloha meets the wild western soul. We are mountains of Montana to the shores of Hawaii. This ain't your grandma's From the mountains of Montana to the shores of Hawaii.
Do you actually know ball? Well, come prove it with a free $10 from Better Picks. Download the Better app, pick more or less on player stats, watch the games, and win cash. It's that simple. Must be 21 or older in a jurisdiction where Better Picks operates. Terms and conditions apply. Better Picks. Sports just got better.
The once-a-year sale and clearance is here. Upgrade today with Mattress Firm's quality selection of top brands. Let their sleep experts find the perfect bed to help transform your nights. They make sleep easy.
If you love the outdoors, make sure you sign up for the weekly hunting fishing newsletter to stay up to date with the latest outdoorsman news across the nation. Sign up today at huntingfishing.com. Now back to Don McDowell Outdoors on Fox Sports 910.
You're live.
All righty, we're back. We start talking about flukes a little bit. I remember when the Bass Assassin came out, it had a straight tail, was the imitation shad, and then being American, it's monkey see, monkey do, patents don't protect anything. But, then Yum comes out and they've got the fluke. Super flukes with the split tail. Which one of those do you prefer, straight tail or the V tail?
Don, that's a hard question. Depending on where you're at. And
that's what I do. Hard questions.
Yeah, it's hard to make a decision until you see the water. If the water is rough, then you got to go with something that'll show it's got more flash to it. But if it's steel, then you got to slowly drop that down. You have to just deal with what you've got.
Yeah, you're not answering the question. I get it. I hear exactly what you sound more like a politician.
Well, thank you.
It could be this, could be that, but probably not, but maybe.
Well, that's true.
You're going to have to learn that as a judge. He'll give you some lessons. Yeah. Okay, so when do you use a nail weight? Or let me rephrase that. What kind of weight do you prefer if you're going to use a weight on a fluke?
On a fluke?
Yeah.
That would be
soft plastic fluke, the Bass Assassin, or the Young Super Fluke.
Yeah, well, I got lead strips that I can cut off and use for whatever weight I wanted, or I can
We
use...
call those wheel weights.
Oh, okay, wheel weights.
Okay.
But no, that's how I do it, and I don't buy fancy weights or anything like that. Just grab the lead and get the size.
No, I get mine at Home Depot in the nail department.
Yeah. But no, that's true. It's just you've got to search and learn what the fish in that area are going to come after. Instead of, you can throw one thing all day, and your buddy's sitting in the back of the boat, and he's throwing fish in the live well, and he's using something else with a little more action or less action.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, you know. I don't know if you know this, but our friend Ron Kirsten passed away. Did you
No,
know
I
that?
did not know that.
Yeah, he did. Cancer got him, but God love him. He was that guy, and everybody knows that guy that would sit there and throw one thing all day long, every single day.
So he didn't.
Chicken or craws, that's what he did.
So he didn't have to reach tie all the time, huh?
That guy fished chicken craws, you know, and that's a Texas thing, you know. Creature baits, that's what he did. But anyway, I'm not going to pick on Ron. Yes, I am. But anyway, but getting back to these flukes, they're very, very, very effective on Lake Pleasant specifically, and Roosevelt as well. At certain times of the year, you know, just pitching them in. Yeah, and I say Pleasant because of the tree structure. Like you go, we talked about going up in the Agua Fria arm, those cottonwoods. Ooh, buddy.
Right.
Yeah, you take a big nail weight, stick them into that. I like the nail weights on an extra wide gap, fishing those trees and let it go down, and not so much the Bass's action, because I like the action on the young super flukes, at least the 5-inch. It's got that split tail. No, gives more of a lifelike fixed action. And then skippy fish, when they came out, they had a vertical tail that mimicked almost exactly a bait fish. Super fluke is running horizontal. Skippy fish is vertical. Which makes sense to me. And, you know, we fished a lot of skippy fish, freshwater, took them down to East Cape and just whacked all kinds of fish. You know, it was just crazy. But, okay, so you're getting these nail weights with the, or not nail weights, but the weights with the tape on them.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's take a 5-inch super fluke. Are you going with an extra wide gap EGW, or what size hook are you using? What style?
I will use the hook, put it all the way through the bait. Push it.
Talking an offset?
Yeah, like it's like this, and you've got your hook, and you want to point up here.
Yeah.
So that when you move it, it's going to catch something.
Is that like a skin hook?
Yeah.
Okay.
And use it that way. It's so much better than people that put the hooks in the worm and drag it along, and they lose so many of them.
Yeah.
The lure manufacturer for soft plastic don't like me because I tell them how to use them.
Let me ask you this. You bring up soft plastics. Whatever became of our friend Jones?
That I don't know. I haven't heard from him in a long time, so I don't know. Don't know what happened there. But
who knows?
Yeah,
comes and goes.
Boy, he made some good baits, though.
Yeah, well, he did do some good baits, and you know, I still have my bait board that we made a sample board to take down to Gowdy at Phoenix Fishing. Still have that board. And, there's not a lot of reapers on the market. We made a hell of a good reaper. My first fish over 10 pounds came on a Jones and Bait 6-inch black and red reaper. It was kind of a weird day. There was a little bit of a thunderstorm coming in, and it was the first time I looked down at my arm and all the hair was standing up, and I'm seeing static electricity popping off my rod eyelets. And I looked at Tommy and I said, I think we need to go. And he said, well, give it a few more minutes. And we were having a sandwich and drinking a soda pop, and I had my rod laying down, and I wasn't paying too much attention. So I picked it up, and oh my God, it loaded up, and that was my first 10-pound fish.
Oh.
Right there. That was a sandwich fish.
Well, there's a lot of real good fish in there, largemouth bass, and it's good. We don't have many of the smaller bait fish, whatever they call them.
What's your opinion on dragging a Carolina rig with a crankbait? You ever do that?
Yeah. Yeah, I do that.
Yeah, we were messing around back in the day, and don't talk a lot about it because it's a pretty effective technique this time of year, especially on rock banks, deep rock banks with 1.5 ounce barrel weights, about a 3.5 foot monofilament leader, and I would use the big O crankbait because they were so buoyant, and bump that along the rock. The rock down there.
Well, we got to do whatever we got to do when we're out there fishing to make it work. And
absolutely.
One time that'll work. The next day you go out there and you cannot get that work. So you get you about five tick that you use, different manufacturers, different baits, but out of those 5, you're going to find one that's going to be good.
Okay, we gotta get this thing wrapped up. We're at the top of the hour. When we come back, Coffee and Chaos, we'll see what Captain Chemo's doing, talk a little bit about the shop show coming up, and what he's up to, whether we're going or not, up in the air. I'm Don McDowell here with
Jerry Tate.
Yep, the professor himself. We'll be right back here at Fox Sports 910.
Don McDowell Outdoor Radio has been sponsored by Elevate Design Group.
If you're a rancher, farmer, or involved in wildlife habitat enhancement, then you need to know Southwest Ranch Supply for your needs. Southwest Ranch Supply is a distributor for quality American-made products. Vertical and direct burial water tanks, Numex polypipe, RDF aluminum troughs and spring boxes, Rainmaker drinkers, Western Clay bentonite and pond seal, Redmond agricultural salt and minerals in bulk or block, solar well conversion, panels, pumps, and structural panel supports. Contact us at southwestranchsupply.com or 623-221-7655 for your free project survey and estimate to stretch your project budget and ensure you have the right products for your projects. We run full truckloads, split truckloads, and deliver direct to your allotment. Southwest Ranch Supply is your partner in conservation. 623-221-7655. Again, contact us at southwestranchsupply.com or 623-221-7655. Southwest Ranch Supply, proud member of the Arizona Cattle Growers Association.
Honey, that flu keeping you up? Did you take NyQuil Intense Flu?
Nah, I got this. Okay, I don't got this.
Yeah, you need NyQuil Intense Flu.
Undo your flu with NyQuil Intense Flu. NyQuil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms so you can sleep.
You do got this.
NyQuil Intense Flu. The nighttime sniffling, aching fever, best sleep with the flu medicine. Use as directed, keep out of reach of children.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code HEAT to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code HEAT for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code HEAT for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Jesus didn't live passively. He lived on a rescue mission. As we step into the new year, the Daily Pursuit with Tim Tebow podcast reminds us that God has called us to more, to live on purpose and rise as conquerors. As followers of Christ, we're called to do the same, because discipline may be painful in the moment, but it produces a harvest of righteousness and peace. Open your free iHeartRadio app, search The Daily Pursuit with Tim Tebow, and listen now.
From the Raffy Law Group Accident Attorney Studio.
Call Raffy.
KGME Phoenix, KESZ HD3 Phoenix. Guaranteed human.
As is calling for 70s and sunshine with an overnight low dropping down at 54 degrees. For the Foxtown weather experts, I'm Ashley Lessa.
This report is sponsored by Superstar Car Wash.
Superstar Car Wash has extended our best deal of the year. Lock in 30% off for 12 months on a Super Protect Unlimited membership. Splurge elsewhere, save here, and treat your wealth before it's gone. Visit our website for details.
Don McDowell Outdoor Radio is sponsored by Southwest Ranch Supply. It's time for Coffee and Chaos with the guys from the 406 Rifle Company, Captain Chemo and Sheriff Wynn.
All righty, we're back. We don't seem to have chemo, so Jerry Tate and I are going to keep going. During the break, I was looking up skippy fish. That was, that was a long time ago. They're not on the market anymore. There was some patent infringements and litigation, but that was debuted at ICAST in 2009, believe it or not. It's amazing how time flies.
Oh, yeah.
Just crazy. So anyway, that's very, very effective bait, especially when it warms up and calls and the fish are staging, pre-spawn. They get hanging in the trees, coals. I mean, oh my gosh. There's the 3 channels going up into coals. You know where I'm talking about. And you take we shouldn't be talking about this, should we?
No, it's all right. The
Okay.
fish move.
Okay.
They don't.
Okay, so
They
you
don't
take
have.
you save the center for midday, but take the right-hand cove, go all the way up, and there's another big cut. Right now, it's real easy to get into, but there's so many trees up there. I'm telling you, Mark Townsend and I sat there one really good bill at Big Bass Days and got paycheck after paycheck after paycheck after paycheck after paycheck, 3 days in a row. And what we'd do is would go motoring in there really quiet and trying to get Mark Townsend to be quiet. You know what that's like?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. So we get up there with stealth boat, turn everything off. Aerators, graphs, front graph, back graph, and just sit there.
Do you drop an anchor?
No.
You don't drop an anchor?
No.
I usually drop an anchor.
Yeah,
When I'm guiding, it's a little bit different than when you're fishing for tournaments
Yeah.
and stuff. But
No, we just lean up against a tree and just sit there, be quiet for 10 or 15 minutes, and then get those flukes working. Oh my gosh, yeah, it was really good. But yeah, flukes in the trees, absolutely. And depending on what the fish are doing, if it's real hot, weather-wise, no no bait, no nail weights for me. You know, I keep saying nail weights because at Home Depot they've got the finishing nails with the little ribs on them.
Yep.
They stay in the bait as opposed to a slick shoulder. So, anyway, and you can adjust them with your, I can't say dikes, diagonal side cutters is what we have to call them today.
Oh, okay.
Or women in comfortable shoes, you know, whichever the case may be. So, stop it. Anyway, yeah, we're doing that. What are some of your other favorite techniques on the lake?
Well, you take just...
Okay, hang on. We got Captain Chemo. What are you doing, Chaos? I don't have you. I can't hear him. What are you doing, Chaos?
Aloha, Don. How you doing, brother?
Okay, I got you now. Over. What's happening?
Can you hear me, Don?
Yeah.
How you doing, brother?
Okay, I got you now. Over. What's happening?
Oh, you know, up here in God's country, enjoying the nice snow on the ground and cold weather and doing some flying.
Okay. Anything going on flying-wise you can talk about? Okay. Okay. Anything going on flying-wise you can talk about?
Nothing that I can share on this rotation, but group of interesting individuals making headway of things they do in the world.
Things that go bump the night out, as we've learned. Okay, what's Sheriff Wynn's been keeping an eye on the hunting and the fishing up there. Are you keeping up with him on some of the sporting opportunities? Sheriff Wynn's been keeping an eye on the hunting and the fishing up there. Are you keeping up with him on some of the sporting opportunities?
I know he's been following it. I haven't had the opportunity to talk to him just because I've been on the road since the first. I've had minimal contact with anybody other than you yesterday.
Okay. Well, what comes to mind? What's developing on the SHOT Show? That's the. Well, what comes to mind? What's developing on the SHOT Show? That's the.
Yeah, so we're getting ready for SHOT Show, finishing up a bunch of rifles. They're going to be at the MetPro Optics booth. I think we have 6 different rifles, some short barrel rifles. We're going to have some long-range rifles there. We're going to have several of the rifles have been Cerakoted. We're going to be offering Cerakoting options at MetPro's booth. So anybody listening, come by, check out MetPro's booth, check out the Montana 406 rifle, Hui Hui. We have some other things that are going on in the background, but I can't announce them yet because I haven't got confirmation on it, but there's a couple other cool things we'll be doing. Coffee and Chaos will be doing live feeds from SHOT Show as well, visiting multiple different vendors as well.
Okay, I think I got most of that. We've got a real bad connection here. I don't know what's going on. So, anyway, we'll talk offline. I'll give you a call this afternoon, and maybe we can hook up offline when you hit the ground. Anyway, we'll talk offline. All right, copy that. You guys check out M406 Rifle Company.
We'll talk to you, Don.
Okay, thanks, Captain Chemo. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I don't know where he is. You know, this guy's like, he's worse than Tyson. Tyson's a bad rash, but this guy is all over the planet. You know. So anyway, okay. Now, next break we got Chris Rich coming up. We're going to talk a little bit about fly fishing. But this time of year, what are you going to do to go catch fish on Pleasant? We've talked about a lot of stuff, coals. You're going into coals, you're going into humbug. One thing we haven't really talked about out loud is Fireman's Cut. That is, seems, you know, tournament-wise, it seems to get ignored. Oh my God, there's big fish in there.
Yes, there is. No matter where you're at on that lake, there's good fish. But the trouble is us getting the right bait in the right positions for them to act on it. And on my baits now, I got 5 things: depth, speed, size, action, and color.
Yes, sir.
And the water the water clarity is where you make changes at. If it's really dirty, then you're going to have to use something that's pretty flashy. So red, silver.
Kind of like her shoes?
Well, I haven't seen her shoes.
Oh, well, they're flashy, let me tell you.
No, but
she got flashy cowboy boots too.
Yeah, that's what I go by. Really, honestly, God, just at the ramp, look at the water. Go out a little ways, look at the water again, analyze the water, and then go from there. And don't spend a whole lot of time. Let's say that we're just going on in the water and we got one spot that we want to hit. 5, 8 minutes, moving that bait slow, and then hop it real quick like it's getting away from something. If they don't strike that, go on. But if they strike it, they're on.
Yeah. And with all the different environments that are on the lake, and we identified Agua Fria, Castle Creek, Coles, and some of the Jackass is a total environment all by itself. And Honeymoon is too, because they're right next door to one another. What's happening in Jackass isn't necessarily what's going to be happening in Honeymoon, and vice versa. Or across the lake, one of the other rock banks that's really good is the sheriff's station over there. So how much time do you give these environments?
Okay, I'll look at it using the electronics on the boat. Look at it, see what I see down there. If the bait is there, then the fish should be good there.
Yeah.
And so I'll make a few casts in there. If I don't get bit, I'm gonna move. But I put it in the back of my mind that spot's got some fish in it because it's got the bait there. And that's what I'm gonna go by that.
How do you identify early morning stops versus late afternoon stops or midday stops? Is that just knowledge of the water and knowledge of the lake?
Yeah, that's just the knowledge of the water. The fish, they're going to feed periodically on and off all day. They don't just eat a lot of stuff right in the morning and then go lay down and quit. But because I've caught the same fish 3 times, so in one day.
Oh yeah.
Especially around the ramps. So that's where you can find out a lot. The Castle Creek ramp, it's got a little run on it there.
Yes, sir.
That's a good spot because people think they got to get away from the shore and go over to Humbug.
Well, that's what we do. We go out and we spend $85,000, $90,000 for a truck, and another $85,000 for a bass boat, another $10,000 for rods and reels, and then we go fish on the bank.
That's about what it's like.
Come on. Who does that, everybody?
Just about.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we go fish on the other bank. It took 3 or 4 years to figure out that bass tournament was about catching fish and wasn't a bass boat race.
That's right. And depends on which ramp, whether you're on the east ramp or the west ramp, where they launch their boats and stuff.
Yeah.
There's fish there.
Oh yeah. Well, there is. In some of these, some of the tournaments they have off limit the ramp areas. Because there's that's where they're releasing fish, and I'm a proponent for release boats so that they take the fish back out in the lake someplace aside from dumping them in the ramp. So that's a story for another time. Okay, we got to change gears to get off of bass fishing and striper fishing and talk to Chris Rich and see where his fishing. Salt River's good this time of year. We've got the urban canals and it's getting pretty frosty up north. So I'm Don McDowell here with the Professor Jerry Tate. Chris Rich is up next. We'll be right back here on Fox Sports 910.
For more information about contests on this station, go to foxsports910.com/rules.
From the mountains of Montana to the shores of Hawaii, this ain't your grandma's coffee talk. It's 406 Coffee and Chaos, where rifles roar, coffee pours, and aloha meets the wild western soul. We are slinging truth, gear, and attitude served with a side of mayhem. Grab a cup, brace yourself, and let the madness begin. 406 Coffee and Chaos brewed with aloha, seasoned in gunpowder, served up straight from the big sky. 406coffeeandchaos.com or on Facebook at 406 Coffee and Chaos.
If you're a rancher, farmer, or involved in wildlife habitat enhancement, then you need to know Southwest Ranch Supply for your needs. Southwest Ranch Supply is a distributor for quality American-made products. Vertical and direct burial water tanks, Numex polypipe, RDF aluminum troughs and spring boxes, Rainmaker drinkers, Western clay bentonite and pond seal, Redmond agricultural salt and minerals in bulk or block, solar well conversion, panels, pumps, and structural panel supports. Contact us at southwestranchsupply.com or 623-221-7655 for your free project survey and estimate to stretch your project budget and ensure you have the right products for your projects. We run full truckloads, split truckloads, and deliver direct to your allotment. Southwest Ranch Supply is your partner in conservation. 623-221-7655. Again, contact us at southwestranchsupply.com or 623-221-7655. Southwest Ranch Supply, proud member of the Arizona Cattle Growers Association.
You still thinking job change in the new year?
Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy.
IT?
Yeah, cybersecurity, maybe even AI.
That's what I did.
Really? How?
Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience, and you could start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there too to level up.
Sweet. Are classes online or on campus?
Both.
Well, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Make this your year. Take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu, an elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Do you actually know ball? Well, come prove it with a free $10 from Better Picks. Download the Better app, pick more or less on player stats, watch the games, and win cash. It's that simple. Must be 21 or older in a jurisdiction where Better Picks operates. Terms and conditions apply. Better Picks. Sports just got better.
This segment brought to you by Boyd's Gun Stocks, makers of the adjustable agility and at-one stock for your favorite long gun. Head to boydsgunstocks.com for more details. Build with Boyd's. Show us your rack. How big is that elk, whitetail, moose, or mule deer? In the world of big game hunting, there's nothing better than having your rack on the wall and shown around the outdoor world. Head to huntingfishing.com and show us your rack. Now back to Don McDowell Outdoors on Fox Sports 910.
Okay, coming up next, Chris Rich from the AZ Fly Shop. What's happening, big boy? I don't know where it went. I'll give him a try again. I don't have any Chris. Okay, it looks like it's just you and me, so.
He said, I definitely want to play. My daughter's getting a weekend.
I don't know what's happening here with, he can't hear us on the phone, so anyway, we'll.
Don McDowell.
Okay, I got you now. What's happening? Hello, Chris. I can't hear Chris. Just go ahead and dump him and try him again. Anyway, a lot of stuff going on this time of year with Chris Rich. He's been fishing quite a bit out on the Salt River, which is being stocked by Arizona Game and Fish Department, and he's got some pretty good fish reports up on his website. That's azflyshop.com. You can go right straight to fishing reports and go to the Lower Salt River. They do a good job of giving you an overview, anglers report, species, gear guide, flies, little weather data, water data, that kind of thing. Have you spent much time fly fishing?
No, I have not.
Yeah. I do, but I'm not real good at it. It's that's another thing. You need to take instruction, learn how to do it correctly, or you will be humbled.
I've been humbled mighty few times, you know.
Yeah, I'm telling you what. Yeah, it seems like every time we turn around, we get humbled. But anyway, that's this fly fishing community is just absolutely huge. You know, we get Trout Unlimited and just a number of people concerned about fly fishing. Trout community is putting a lot back into the water, so far as habitat and what have you is concerned. But Chris puts a lot back into the community. Does a really good job. You can find them over at 3254 East Cactus Road, which is the west side of Highway 51. On the north side of Cactus, nice shop up there. They've got all kinds of. Okay, I'm getting a text. He's on the line, but he can't hear us. So, once again, we have iHeartMedia skeletons in the closet apparently in here. So, anyway, the only thing I can say is, you know, we can try it next week. And yeah, I don't know what's going on. Okay, I you know, hopefully I thought we had 2025 behind us, but apparently not. Anyway, check them out. AZ Fly Shop. Once again, they're over at 3254 East Cactus Road. What do you hear from Mitch Victovich? I talked to Mitch the other day.
I haven't talked to him in quite a while.
You know, he's got a new boat. Another one of those big boats. Big aluminum center console. He'll be in here. We've got the SHOT Show coming up. We'll have a guest host in here. Let me look and see what the dates are for the SHOT Show. That's coming up. That'll be January 20th through the 23rd. We've got a pretty good show coming up the 25th. We've got Jim Lawrence, and he's going to be in here with Bob Jacobs from MDF, the Mule Deer Foundation, talking about conservation efforts that Mule Deer Foundation is involved in. They're putting a lot of money back on the landscape. Mule deer habitat. You know, and it's, you know, the stuff we're doing for mule deer is for all of God's little creatures. You know, that kind of thing. This past 2 weeks, we've been talking about mountain lions, and there seems to always be mountain lions hanging around Lake Pleasant. What are you hearing out there?
I'm not hearing that. The guys are not giving me that information.
They're keeping it a secret from you?
That's right.
Mm-hmm. That's probably not a bad thing.
Yeah.
Well, I know we've got a couple, 2 or 3 places where we're looking at lions. Dindoro Valley's still got cats running around. The Sonoran pronghorn, which is an endangered species that's being reintroduced, is under attack. South of I-8 and some of the areas where they're hanging out.
Hey, Don McDowell.
Yeah. Okay, we got you.
Rich in the house, baby.
Okay, man, you're in the house. I don't know what's going on. Hey, welcome. Happy 2026,
Happy New Year,
buddy.
Happy New Year.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll tell you something people need to pay attention to out there. There's a little catch and release lake up near Prescott. It's called Lower Goldwater. It's loaded with healthy, giant Gila trout. I went up there yesterday with a couple buddies. I personally landed at least 40 of these nice Gila trout. They're super active right now. It's a great place to get up and fly fish. A very unique fish, only found in the Southwest. And anyhow, it was a beautiful day up there on the water. This morning we're going to head out to the Salt River, and that's going to be loaded with people, but they're all going to be out there having a good time. And as I like to say, I believe the world would be a better place if there were more people out there fly fishing.
Yeah, absolutely. What kind of a fly are these Gila trout eating up at Goldwater?
Well, I'll tell you what, they're mostly focused in on leeches. And what we found yesterday is a leech with a red bead in the front of it. For some reason, they really were keyed in on that red bead. And we fished a lot of different leeches. We caught a few fish on different colors, but if they had a red bead, they were happy with it. So, and I don't know what happened to make them decide today was the day for red, but we were happy. So,
well, that's one of the things Jerry and I haven't talked about today, getting our Sharpies out and red, green, blue, black spots on this, that, and the other thing. But, fishing is universal. What works on one probably will work on the other.
I have in my fly fishing bag that I carry with me, I've got a black Sharpie and a red Sharpie.
Yep.
And sometimes, being able to make a little change on a fly, adding a little red or taking off a little something with the black, it can make the world a difference. It's amazing. And some days, obviously, as we know, it just doesn't matter. They're just going to eat. And some days they're just not going to eat. That's why they call it fishing, not catching, huh?
Well, the bass guys, a lot of them key in on chartreuse. Is that a go-to for you guys on flies?
Absolutely. You know what? It absolutely is. I wouldn't say so much for trout, but when we start talking about the bass, the stripers, the white bass, the carp. The carp love chartreuse. If it ain't chartreuse, it ain't no use. And I think actually the correct pronunciation is chartreuse.
Yeah.
I don't think it's chartreuse. I think it's chartreuse.
Yeah, well, that makes
nothing
sense.
Nothing but the chartreuse.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
that's good stuff. What's the fly choice out on the Lower Salt River? What are you throwing today?
Well, there's several different. I'll tell you one that really has been productive for the trout and the suckers and the bass. It's a fly called the Bizarro Jerry. In the fly fishing world, we love to have some crazy names, and there's some crazy names out there I can't even say on the radio, these flies that they come up with.
Oh, I understand.
But the Bizarro Jerry, it's a leggy fly, which legs on a fly, I think they're kind of sexy. The fish do, too. They seem to instigate quite a few bites.
You're a sick man.
I'm not the sick one. You're the one that went your mind there. I'm talking about fishing now. Come on.
Oh, okay. Come
on now.
Okay. Well, I got a new name for a very effective fly. You need to call it the Maduro no Mas.
I'm sure it's coming. With the world of fly fishing. Yeah, the Bizarro Jerry's been very productive out there. Another one's been very productive out at the Salt River for the trout and the suckers alike is a black leech with a chartreuse bead. There we go. Chartreuse found its way into the picture again.
Yes, sir.
So that's been very productive. I've got a big announcement to make, by the way, as well. Yesterday out at the Lower Salt River, a new world record Sonora sucker was landed, measured, taped, photoed, videoed. We should have a new world record holder after yesterday.
What's the weight?
It's a catch and release, so it's based on the size. It looked like, to me, looking at it, it looked like he went just slightly over 27 inches. The previous record was 25 1/4. So to get the new world record, you got to go at least an inch over that. This fish clearly looks like he's beyond that, and so it's super exciting to see that happen out there. And there's a lot of nice suckers out there, and there's a lot of people out there chasing them. It's fun to see, and it's fun to see all the activity on social media related to these.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you're talking to bass guys in here. We don't equate inches. We like to talk in terms of pounds. So, how many pounds was that fish?
Boy, they didn't put a scale on it. That's not something we don't typically do that in fly fish. There's a few guys that carry a scale. They didn't have a scale.
Okay.
So it'd be a total guess. I'm not going to do that. There's a lot of things I'll guess about, but I think this is going to get a little bit of publicity. It's exciting. You know, anytime you can have a state record. I think it's really the state record because there are no fish out there. Those fish only exist in Arizona.
Interesting.
So we can call it the world record, but really it's an Arizona record. So
okay, did the angler happen to say what he caught the fish on?
He caught it on a black leech with a black bead. He didn't have the chartreuse bead on there, but kind of a more natural looking leech. But the black leech is, I'll tell you, a black leech around Arizona, I would say that probably catches at least 50% of the fish I catch.
No
in the world of trout, suckers, they love a black. I mean, you know, let's face it, a trout's diet is 80%, you know, about 3/8 of an inch, brown or black and fuzzy. So, you know, if you put something in that range out in front of them, they're probably going to take a swipe at it.
Yeah, that stands true with a lot of different species. Okay, that's good to know. What's happening in the canals and the urban waterways?
I'll tell you what, the urban waterways are doing very good. We've got a lot of people coming in the shop that are getting out, catching some nice trout in these urban fisheries. We really have a treat here in Phoenix, and that is an unbelievably well taken care of urban fishery. You know, in the wintertime, they stock trout in a lot of these urban lakes. There's a lot of people out there, you know, both spin fishing, bait fishing, throwing lures, and a lot of people out there fly fishing. It's a great place to go out and fly fish for, you know, an afternoon for an hour. It's a great place to learn to fly fish. Game and Fish keeps them well stocked. In the summertime, they put, you know, catfish in these lakes, which sometimes we'll still get those on the fly rod as well.
Wow.
But mainly right now, the trout are in those lakes, and so we've got a lot of people coming in giving us really good reports about those. The canals, there's a few guys chasing on the canals. The canals really cool off, and those carp slow down quite a bit in the wintertime. I stay off the canals most of the winter until things start to warm up just a little bit. So we're seeing a few reports of people catching stuff on the canals. I think by the time we get into March and things start to warm up a little bit, a lot of the spring training players, they come in, they like to go chase those carp. So I think things will start getting turned back onto the canals probably sometime in about March. We leave here in, I think my wife said we have about 11 days, and we're leaving back for another South America tour into Argentina and then into Chile. We'll be chasing trout, rainbow trout, brown trout, brook trout, and we'll be doing it the South American way. So super excited about that. I hope that Venezuela situation doesn't impact our trip at all.
Well, it's certainly not over by a long shot, but anyway, that's a conversation for offline.
Yeah. Our classes are going on. They're, you know, we had a great year last year with classes.
Okay.
We've got our twice-a-month primer to fly fishing. It's the class the fish don't want you to know about. We've got our entomology course once a month. We've got a couple of Cinda courses coming up with Cinda Howard. That'll be next weekend, Friday and Saturday. So the classes are gearing up. We're getting ready for Winston Days in February. We're going to have our 5th year celebration coming up in April of this year.
Okay.
So we're super excited about being able to celebrate 5 years.
Give your address out. We're going to flip into a break here real quick, Richie.
3254 East Cactus Road on the northwest corner of Cactus Road and the 51 freeway.
All right, we're going to wish you Happy New Year. That's where the adventure begins at the AZ Fly Shop. I'm Don McDowell. We'll be right back.
From the mountains of Montana to the shores of Hawaii, this ain't your grandma's coffee talk. It's 406 Coffee and Chaos, where rifles roar, coffee pours, and aloha meets the wild western soul. We are slinging truth, gear, and attitude served with a side of mayhem. Grab a cup, brace yourself, and let the madness begin. 406 Coffee and Chaos brewed with aloha, seasoned in gunpowder, served up straight from the big sky. 406coffeeandchaos.com or on Facebook at 406 Coffee and Chaos.
Really?
Thanks for calling Grand Avenue Mini Storage.
We are located at 3636 West Grand Avenue.
We have units ranging from 4 foot by 4 foot all the way up to a 20 by 20. Yes, sir. I do think the 4 foot by 4 foot will hold all of your IRS crashed hard drives. No, sir. I don't think the 20 by 20 will hold all the people the White House has thrown under the bus, but do have room for that bus. Grand Avenue Mini Storage. Call us at 602-246-0680. 602-246-0680.
If you're a rancher, farmer, or involved in wildlife habitat enhancement, then you need to know Southwest Ranch Supply for your needs. Southwest Ranch Supply is a distributor for quality American-made products. Vertical and direct burial water tanks, Numex polypipe, RDF aluminum troughs and spring boxes, Rainmaker drinkers, Western Clay bentonite and pond seal, Redmond agricultural salt and minerals in bulk or block, solar well conversion, panels, pumps, and structural panel supports. Contact us at southwestranchsupply.com or 623-221-7655 for your free project survey and estimate to stretch your project budget and ensure you have the right products for your projects. We run full truckloads, split truckloads, and deliver direct to your allotment. Southwest Ranch Supply is your partner in conservation. 623-221-7655. Again, contact us at southwestranchsupply.com or 623-221-7655. Southwest Ranch Supply, proud member of the Arizona Cattle Growers Association.
Season 2 of Unrivaled Basketball is here, and the talent is unreal. The best women's players on the planet are running it back with even bigger moments and bigger stakes. Don't miss as Paige Beckers, Nafisa Collier, Kelsey Plum, Brianna Stewart, and more take the court and redefine the game. This isn't your regular season. This is Unrivaled, where the pace is faster, the energy is higher, and every athlete shines. Unrivaled Basketball, Season 2, sponsored by Samsung Galaxy, tips off January 5th on TNT, True TV, and HBO Max.
Want to make 2026 your year of adventure? Book that trip and learn a new language with Babbel. Go ahead, make a resolution you can stick to. Now is the time. Babbel's New Year sale is here. Unlock all of the languages on Babbel with a lifetime subscription for 65% off. Turn your daydream into a destination this year with Babbel. Get Babbel's lifetime access for less at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Your one stop for advertising? Call 844-844-IHEART.
Back to Don McDowell Outdoors on Fox Sports 910 and always on our free iHeartRadio app. Here's the Bass Daddy and Tournament Pro, Don McDowell.
At the podium today, James Guggenauer. Happy New Year, James. How are you?
Hey, Happy New Year to you and also to Tater. Man, it's good to hear his voice again.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'll tell you what, he hadn't been in the studio for quite some time, but yeah, it's good to have him back. How are you doing up there in downtown Payson?
You know, we're doing well up here, Don. The weather's kind of calm, getting down to freezing overnight. Today there's been no wind. Tonto Basin's in the 50s, and good time to be fishing down there for sure.
What are you hearing on Roosevelt Lake? I'm hearing, the general complaints. Some guys are good, some guys mediocre, some are terrible.
You know, it was interesting listening to Jerry talk about how he uses his graph, because that's so important this time of year. As you guys were saying, this time of year, fish are going to be deeper, so you rely on your electronics to show you where they are so that those casting spoons can be used. That's the technique most people are using. As Jerry was saying, there'll always be some fish that are shallow, so drop shot is always a technique. But most of the anglers that I'm talking to are fishing deep right now, either with deep diving crankbaits, some type of Texas rig that's heavy, or a casting spoon.
Yeah, for sure. Yes, we've been talking about spoons quite a bit, and then I'm trying to stay off a drop shot, which is very effective. But the spoon thing is, I've had conversations about spoons and breast hooks and this, that, and the other thing. The thing that Jerry and I were talking about was line choice, braid, monofilament, fluorocarbon, and then pairing that with the appropriate action rod. What are your thoughts on the appropriate setup? Let's say an 1.5 ounce spoon. Let's go to line. Let's go to rod, and then maybe talk about a reel.
Great question. That was a great conversation you guys were having. And a lot of that comes down to technique. If you prefer to fish a spoon vertically, I'm one for using non-stretch line in those situations. I like to be able to feel that fish when he's right there, because a lot of times they'll come up and look at that bait and won't necessarily take it right away. But when they do take it, it's typically on the fall after you've lifted it up and let it fall again. So once they do grab it, you want to be able to put pressure on that fish right away.
Boom.
So that's my setup for fishing vertically. And as Jerry said, you can go anywhere from a 6 foot to a 7.6 in those fishing applications. It doesn't make a whole lot of difference. But if you prefer to cast your spoon out and let it pendulum down below the boat, I usually like to go to a little longer rod in the 7.6 kind of range, just because I want to be able to cast that thing out there a little further.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I don't care if it's ounce weight or 1.5 ounce weight, it's going to go a long way anyway. But when you're in really deep water, I like to use a little bit longer rod. I would use a medium heavy. I like a little bit of a tip on it. I would say more like a medium action type tip on there, because once again, your bait is falling through the water column, and you got to be paying attention. A lot of times, if you're not there, that bait will go right by that fish, and you won't even know that it came up and tried to get it.
Okay, what kind of a reel setup? How many ball bearings? How many? What ratio?
I'm a big fan of just about any high-end Shimano type reel. I have always fished with Shimano. I don't think I have any others. 5 ball bearings or 6 ball bearings is typical on those, but I always get a high-end one. I watch people buy, cheaper reels that have plastic parts in them, and it seems like every 2 years they're buying a new reel. I've had some Shimanos that I've had for a decade, and I still love them.
All right, how many Zebcos do you have?
I actually do have a couple of Zebcos on, but I use them more as conversation pieces than I do for fishing.
Always good to have a Zebco. Okay.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, what's new on the? Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to follow up on that. It's a great time to be fishing right now. Weather conditions. Roosevelt Lake didn't change water level at all this week. The Salt River is flowing at about 60% of its normal rate. The Tonto is flowing at 100% of its normal rate, and the change in the depth of Roosevelt was 0 this week. So very stable conditions. It is really conducive to crappie fishing. If you like going crappie fishing, or you want to introduce youngsters to fishing out of a boat on Roosevelt Lake, just go look where all the boats are all gathered out and fish there in a vertical or trolling technique, and you'll catch a lot of crappie. I'm having to remind people that the limit on Roosevelt is 25 crappie per angler, because guys are catching so many of them that they're calling to just check on the limits while they're down there. So good time to be on the water for sure.
Wow, for sure. Yeah. On the crappie note, I'd direct you guys to TTI Blakemore on Mr. Crappie lure selections. They've got the Slab Daddy Supper Rig, Spin Daddy. They've got some of the most effective crappie baits certainly on the market. Worldwide too, I might add. But anyway, that's just.
Yep, and you know that's a good point you bring up, Don, because I've seen anglers down there, and this is true for bass fishing and also for trout fishing. You know, they want to fish with what they think the fish should be eating rather than what the fish are telling them that they want.
Yeah.
So if you're going to be an angler and you're going to be successful, you know, listen to Chris Rich talk about changing flies and different models, all the way from leeches to feathers to whatever he's fishing with. And Jerry's saying the same thing. You have to be flexible. You have to be willing to change to other baits. But when you find one that works pretty well, especially since crappie are more of a schooling type fish, when you find that one bait, you can catch a lot of fish in a short period of time.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty up on TTI Blakemore. Been dealing with those guys for 20 years or more. The Team Crappie Slab Dragger is one that's got a little spinner on the front. You know, a soft plastic body and a swim tail on it, which is great for schooling fish. You know, you can cast it, you control it, you can vertically jig it, whatever you want. But I'd really suggest taking a look at TTI Blakemore on the Mr. Crappie, Team Crappie, and the Team Crappie lures. The other one is the Slab Stacker. It's got a jig on the bottom, and then it comes with a leader, and then in between the swivel and the leader is another hook, a bear hook that you can put something on. Anyway, that's my take on crappie fishing today.
Yep. And I would just add to that anybody that fished with Art Chamberlain knows exactly what Don is talking about there.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, sir. What's the department up to?
Department is moving along pretty well. We are scheduling our January commission meeting. Okay. It's going to be January 16th, and it's going to be at the Game and Fish headquarters.
Okay, hold that thought. I'm getting a finger in here. We got to go to a quick break. Stay with us. We'll come back, finish up right after the break.
Sure.
From the mountains of Montana to the shores of Hawaii, this ain't your grandma's coffee talk. It's 406 Coffee and Chaos, where rifles roar, coffee pours, and aloha meets the wild western soul. We are slinging truth, gear, and attitude served with a side of mayhem. Grab a cup, brace yourself, and let the madness begin. 406 Coffee and Chaos brewed with aloha, seasoned in gunpowder, served up straight from the big sky. 406coffeeandchaos.com or on Facebook at 406 Coffee and Chaos. From the mountains of Montana to the shores of Hawaii.
If you're a rancher, farmer, or involved in wildlife habitat enhancement, then you need to know Southwest Ranch Supply for your needs. Southwest Ranch Supply is a distributor for quality American-made products. Vertical and direct burial water tanks, Numex polypipe, RDF aluminum troughs and spring boxes, Rainmaker drinkers, Western clay bentonite and pond seal, Redmond agricultural salt and minerals in bulk or block, solar well conversion, panels, pumps, and structural panel supports. Contact us at SouthwestRanchSupply.com or 623-221-7655 for your free project survey and estimate to stretch your project budget and ensure you have the right products for your projects. We run full truckloads, split truckloads, and deliver direct to your allotment. Southwest Ranch Supply is your partner in conservation. 623-221-7655. Again, contact us at SouthwestRanchSupply.com or 623-221-7655. Southwest Ranch Supply, proud member of the Arizona Cattle Growers Association.
Do you actually know ball? Well, come prove it with a free $10 from Better Picks. Download the Better app, pick more or less on player stats, watch the games, and win cash. It's that simple. Must be 21 or older in a jurisdiction where Better Picks operates. Terms and conditions apply. Better Picks. Sports just got better.
Don't let data limits hold you back from being the gift master in the family group chat. Switch to Straight Talk Wireless and get real unlimited data on Verizon's 5G network. Straight Talk. Available at straighttalk.com or Walmart.
If you love the outdoors, make sure you sign up for the weekly hunting fishing newsletter to stay up to date with the latest outdoorsman news across the nation. Sign up today at huntingfishing.com. Now back to Don McDowell Outdoors on Fox Sports 910.
All right, we're back. We're finishing up with the master rod builder, James Guggenauer from downtown Payson. Okay, fill us in on what the department and the commission's up to.
Yes, thanks, Don. As we were saying, January 16th is our next commission meeting. I remind everybody that we have a public comment period at the beginning of a commission meeting. Any person who wishes to address the commission can come to that meeting, fill out the famous blue slip, and you will be given 3 minutes to address the commission on any topic that you'd like to talk to the commission about. January is kind of unique, Don. I know that you know this, but for your listening audience, the following day, January 17th, the commission will hold its annual awards banquet, where we recognize some great conservationists from around the state for all the work that they have been doing, mostly for this past year. But in reality, for most awardees, it's a lifetime of conservation work that they've done. That's going to be at the Point Tapatio, and I encourage everyone to get tickets and go out and attend that. All this information we're talking about is available on the Arizona Game and Fish website at azgft.gov.
Okay, how's the new commissioner process coming?
The new commissioner process is moving along as forward. As you know, Don, Jessica Manuel from Park, Arizona, was nominated by the governor. Before she can actually take her seat on the commission, she must be confirmed by the Arizona State Senate. The Senate comes back into session on January 13th, so the department legislative group and some of the commissioners will be down there early in the session, kind of lobbying the senators to do this hearing. Mrs. Manuel is a very competent commissioner. She's going to do very well. So I don't think it's going to be very controversial, and hopefully we can get bipartisan agreement and get her confirmed by the Senate during January or early February.
There you go. Well, best of luck for that. We need to get Chairman Commissioner down here, before she steps down, and get Marcia Sue in here and get her take on what's going to happen in 2026.
Yeah.
Okay, we got to get this thing wrapped up. I'm going to wish you a happy new year, and my regards to all the fine folks at the department and downtown Payson. Thank you, James. Appreciate you.
Thank you, Don. See you soon.
Okay. All right, Tater. We've got a few minutes to get this thing cleaned up. Any parting thoughts on fishing Lake Pleasant? And thank you so much for coming down Sunday morning at 5 o'clock. It's the early time to get up. And
well, I like to get up early. Usually I've up by then, but no, it's what you're doing here and getting the news out and getting it taken care of, and the people fishing don't give up.
Well, there's a lot of stuff going on. We're kind of changing our focus, really dialed in on wildlife habitat enhancement projects, especially water for wildlife is such a huge deal. We'll be working on that today and all next week, and on and on and on. We've got some some big dates coming on for funding. The government shutdown really hurt a lot of stuff on funding, because a lot of the matching funds comes from the federal government. A lot of that's been turned off. Hopefully it'll come back, but anyway, it's going to be an interesting year. We're going to be pushing hard to keep doing what we're doing. We're still facing a drought situation this year. We're looking at doing 9 dirt tanks up in Unit 9. Talking with the Wallapai Nation up by Peach Springs. They've got some water issues up there that need to be remedied, wells that don't work, pipelines that are pretty distraught, tanks that need to be cleaned out and sealed, and we'll be working on that today with bentonite. We got bentonite going down to Dendora Valley on a dog pond down there. We'll talk about in the next 2 or 3 weeks. and some of the stock tanks up around Ash Fork. That's deer, elk, turkey, lions and tigers and bears and everything. You know, water's king, as J.W. Lawrence says. So, gotta have it. Okay, what do you have in store for the rest of the year? You just kind of hanging out? Or?
I'm hanging out and just looking at what's going on here and there. So, yeah, it's, family things going on. And
oh, yeah. Well, if you talk to Daryl, give him my regards. You know, we spent a lot of years talking with Daryl, watching what he's doing on the saltwater side of life.
Okay.
So is he running more than one boat or just?
He's running one boat, and he gets it so full right now. Doesn't take him long to fill it up, and then it takes him almost longer to get it take it to the factory. And
I'll tell you what, that is, I've had some commercial fish under my belt in years past in a 56-footer, and that is one of the hardest jobs on the planet, so far as I'm concerned. Deadliest catch, kind of played it up, teaching everybody where your dinner comes from, at least where your fish comes from, especially fish fillets. We've still got a friend that's an engineer on a factory ship, and they've got a contract with McDonald's, longliners that catch the fish. It comes hits the deck, goes through the process, comes out fish sandwich size, fillets, and off they go. And it's amazing. It's amazing, but it's it's a good way to die.
Right.
Yeah, it truly is. You know, we got up around Morro Bay in that 56-footer, and oh man, I'm telling you, there's bumpier water in Daryl's into it, but Morro Bay stuff, and then you get up there in Oregon and Washington State. Coast Guard's got a big boat training facility up there. That's some of the roughest water on the planet. That's where the guys get baptized by water.
Yes, and
it's huge.
While we're there, we always hear something bad about it.
Oh yeah. All righty, we got to get this thing wrapped up. We've got some NFL games on today. We'll be paying attention to that out of sheer boredom, and albeit I'm not a football fan, but it's either that or cooking shows.
Cooking shows.
All right, we're going to get this thing wrapped up. I'm Don McDowell. Give us a like on Instagram. Follow us on Facebook. We'll do this again next week. Take your kids fishing, hug your bass boat, and we are out of here.
Don McDowell Outdoor Radio has been sponsored by Southwest.